Hey, Drew Bridewell here. Hope you're doing amazing. Today, what I wanted to do was show you a very simple framework to amplify your design energy. And what is design energy? Design energy is the way that you flow with your team on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis so that you can achieve more, so you can perform at the highest levels, and just so you can have an ample amount of clarity as you move throughout your projects. So let's dive into this framework. I'm going to draw it out for you, and you can follow along by drawing it out. All you need is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I'm going to be drawing this on the iPad today. Let's take this for a spin. You have my aerial view, just like drawing on a piece of paper. If you have paper, you can draw these things. First, we're going to take our canvas and we'll start by drawing two circles. The first circle, make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm just gonna duplicate this, move it, there we go. And now I'm gonna tighten these up so we have our two canvases right there. Make this smaller. Now the first circle, we're thinking about our people. Our people are important to our development lifecycle because they are the people that we work with every day. So we got our people, and then on the right side, we have our process. These two are the amplifiers of everything we do. We have the people that we work with and with processes that we use to work through those things. And then on top of that, we're going to be teaching on a weekly basis. Important. Now what we want to do is we want to start thinking about, okay, what are all the different departments that I work with on a regular basis? So that might be, let's just say, you might have the business, you might have design, you might have product, you might have engineering. If you're in a building position, if you're working with a team in technology, you're going to have business, design, product, engineering. You might also have CS or customer support. You might have events team. You might have different teams that you work with. So you have your people. Now, for all the people that you work with, you need to understand their processes. You might think about which is craftsmanship. You might have things like collaboration. How do these teams collaborate? How do these teams communicate? So communication, collaboration, craftsmanship. There's different ways for these teams to build clarity. There's different ways for these teams to essentially knowledge share. And then of course, each of these teams are going to have different ways of plans and the things that they're working towards. So when you step back and you look like, wow, how am I going to get all this information? Well, you can do this in a couple different ways. You can start mapping out what the people that you work with every day and learn about their plans, how they value craftsmanship, their collaboration practices, how they communicate, how they build clarity on a continuous basis, and how do they share knowledge when they're learning new things. Now, we need to overlay other important things. Think about our engine of intaking knowledge every single week about our initiatives, how the company is doing, how we're working through initiatives from Q1, Q2, Q3, and maybe we have our milestones. Throughout the year, we have different things called milestones or checkpoints. Now, for Q1, you might have a milestone 1, milestone 2, milestone 3. For Q2, you might have M1, M2, M3. For Q3, you might have M1. These are milestones or things that you're working for. Q4, you could do the same. M1, M2, M3. These are different, and I'll zoom in here so you see it. Q1 might have 3 different milestones. They could be 3 different projects. They could be 3 things that you're going to work for, and you're going to make sure that you knock those every quarter. The goal is to get alignment with your team across these full year of how you're working with your people and you're dealing with processes. On top of that, think about our growth loop of the team. Now, if I was to draw another, let me just make this in blue. Now, I'm going to draw a growth loop. A growth loop comes down, comes around, and then comes back up here. So it's like a continuous loop. Similar if you were to think about the Meta logo. In this continuous cycle, we have a couple things that we must do with our team, which is we reflect and then we plan, we practice. Now, practice could be literally like taking action. It could be training. It could be watching content. It could be learning. But actually, practicing is actually doing things. Learning is not doing things. Learning is learning. So we need to keep a very separate spot of that. So we're going to reflect, and then we're going to plan. We're going to come to practice, and then we'll come to learn. So this framework that I'm showing you right here is a very important part of your creative flow. So as you come through and you work through these different areas and you're coming through and you're trying to figure out, what do I do? How am I going to work with my team? What's a way that I can be better? You want to be able to understand your people, your process, and how you reflect, how you plan, how you practice, how you learn as a team. It's so important So as you dive in and you start thinking about how am I going to win this year? What you can do is start just learning what this framework looks like for your staff, for your team. And then what you can start doing is layering in a higher level of awareness and intentionality for how you start to integrate this into your project planning and understand, like, okay, how are we going to hold a high standard for the things that we create? How are we going to make this incredible experience for the people that get to use it? Now, this is just a framework and I use it to generate design energy, and I hope it's helpful for you. Go and draw this out again, and I'll show you one more time what it looks like. Draw this out with your team and try to figure out across all your different units of your team what your plans are, craftsmanship, collaboration, communication, clarity, knowledge sharing, how you do it. And think about how you're teaching and coaching on this, and then working through your Q1 milestones, your goals, and then work through those every single quarter. Now, I hope this is helpful and I hope you enjoyed this. So I wish you a really beautiful rest of your day. And if you enjoyed this and you want to train more with us over at Next Level UX, just go to nextlevelux.me and then you can talk to my AI, or you can reach out and take one of our assessments so that you can get into the game for high performance product design and life coaching. Hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.